Engaging our audience is one of the prerequisites for having persuasion power. Smart people sometimes make simple errors, which diminishes their ability to get their messages accepted. Find out more in today's show. Welcome back to Year 4 of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, which we release every Monday. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guy, master trainer, president of Dale Carnegie Training Tokyo, Japan, and best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery and Japan Business Mastery. My new book, Japan Presentations Mastery, will be out soon. We are bringing the show to you from our studio in our High Performance Center here in Akasaka in Minato-ku, the business center of Tokyo. Why the cutting edge? We are looking at giving you a big edge in business in Japan. So let's all be at the forefront, at the cutting edge of how to flourish here in this market. This is episode number 199. Getting close to your audience in Japan. それでは行きましょう. So, let's get going. Lawyers in Japan are an elite group. Senior lawyers are the elite of the super elite. When I landed in Japan on April 1, 1979, Tokyo was a completely different city then from what it is today. A low-rise, rambling conurbation maze of small streets and ugly grey buildings, long stained by air pollution. Like the city itself, many things were a surprise back then, including Japanese lawyers. In those days, the pass rate of the Japan bar exam was 1.4%, and the average time it took after university graduation to pass the bar exam was 7 years. With the launch of many new schools, many law schools in Japan now, and changes to the system, the bar exam pass rate has now climbed to 39%. So if you meet a senior Japanese lawyer, they will be part of the older cohort of the super elite. I was expecting a lot from these super lawyers, yet in some respects, I was severely disappointed. I attended a legal symposium involving these super elite Japanese lawyers, and some invited international lawyers coming in from outside of Japan. The whole affair was conducted in English, and the level spoken by the Japanese attendees was very high. It was impressive. These are very smart people, often playing a key role in resolving international disputes and enabling international commerce. In the Japan group, all had their legal practices and additionally also lectured at leading Japanese universities on different aspects of the law. Yet, the communication skills on offer were incongruent with their elite educations and high societal status. I could never resolve how intelligent people can manage to stand up in front of an audience and position themselves such that they are fully, 1/3 of their audience looking at them and ignoring everyone else. We were seated theatre style with a raised platform, so it was a fairly wide room. It obviously functioned as one of the main lecture theatres. As professional legal educators, they are all used to speaking to large groups of students and so could be expected to speak to the whole group rather than just those seated to one side. This is not a tricky skill, but there is obviously no self-awareness, so you have to conclude this is how it is every time they give a lecture, be it in English or Japanese. So here is a hint to ourselves. Whenever we are standing before an audience, Always make sure we position our feet such that they are facing 90 degrees directly forward, and then just turn our necks and our upper body when we want to involve each side of the room in eye contact. Actually, there wasn't any real eye contact underway either. Speaking to everyone and nobody at the same time is a common lack of professionalism in many speakers in Japan. In normal, everyday conversations, making continuous direct eye contact can be a bit too confronting for the normal societal standards of human interaction here in Japan. From a young age, Japanese people are taught to look at the throat, the chin, and the forehead of their interlocutor rather than at their eyes. When we are speaking to an audience, though, we are in a different role now and have different requirements. Winning the audience over to us, getting them to listen carefully to what we are saying and drawing them in to our point of view are all aided when we use eye contact. In the whole symposium, I don't think I saw anyone using eye contact properly. We don't want to bore a hole into the eyes of our audience, though. That is why we seek to hold eye contact for roughly around about 6 seconds before we move our gaze and make eye contact with another member of the audience. When we do this, we really engage our audience. Those on the receiving end of the eye contact feel as if they are talking directly to us, as if there was no one else in the room. This is a powerful connector. Find out more when we come back from the break. If you want to become a fully competent and confident presenter, then do the High Impact Presentations course. We are all being judged when we speak, be it in the internal team meeting or in a public environment. Be it the big bosses, clients, or an industry audience, everyone is evaluating us. Don't blow it. Get the best training on the planet. Do the High Impact Presentations course now in either Japanese or English. Are you doing business with Japan? Do you really know how things work? Japan Business Mastery provides the answers. Do you have the right networks and know how to create them? Do you know how to get on the same wavelength with Japanese buyers? Do you know what being trustworthy looks like from the Japanese perspective? Japan Business Mastery is based on more than 30 years' experience in Japan and will become your go-to guide. Want to succeed in Japan? Buy Japan Business Mastery now. Welcome back. In typical Japanese fashion, the main speakers were allotted a table to sit behind, decorated with a microphone stand. In their seated position, out came the sheets of the speech transcript to be read to us in a monotone voice. Extremely painful and ineffective. One guest speaker from overseas, however, was very modern, reading from his iPad. He even used voice intonation when reading to stress certain words. The same scenario, same seat, same microphone, reading the speech, but what a difference this made. By spotlighting key words in each sentence, the speech came alive. We should be doing the same thing when it is our turn to speak, minus the iPad. Now, as a native speaker of English and a truly senior international expert in the law, I wondered why this speaker had to read the speech at all. He could have stood and delivered that speech without notes and in a more professional manner, fully utilizing all the tools at his disposal. We should be more brave, I was thinking to myself. We must always keep in mind one key advantage we have over our audience. Only we know what we're going to say. If we forget something or if we deviate off the topic slightly, well, only we know that. So whenever possible, we should stand and deliver, no safety net, in full gaze of the audience without notes, and use our eye contact to draw everyone into our message. The last part of the day was devoted to panel discussions. Notes didn't work in these situations, and everyone did a splendid job of speaking about complex legal matters in English, off the cuff, no notes. A couple of things to keep in mind for ourselves. If ever we are engaged in a similar panel discussion, learn how to use the microphone correctly so we can be heard clearly. I notice so many people don't speak across the mesh of the microphone properly, so they are not getting completely picked up by the audio technology. Another thing to be careful of is eye contact. The speakers on these panels religiously devoted their looking lines to the panel members only, ignoring their audience completely as they answered questions or offered comments. No. When we receive the question or are asked to comment, we should be addressing the panel members as well as the audience. We should be using our eye contact to convince the audience of what we are projecting by appealing directly to them. What often happens, though, is the speaker will exclusively look back at the moderator who asked the question instead of engaging as many people as possible in the room. This applies to any opportunity we may have for doing the Q&A. Look at the questioner initially for the first 6 seconds of the answer only. Then branch out and engage as many of the audience members as you can, with 6 seconds of eye contact each as you make your answer. These are highly educated, super elite people in Japan, and yet they make these fundamental presentation errors. So it tells us that being well educated and being in a prestigious job does not automatically appoint us or anoint us with the magic fairy dust of successful public speaking professionalism, which we all need. Remember, these are our personal and professional brands we are holding out there for all to see. To bolster your brand, get the training, because today is the age of persuasion power, and we must master this skill if we want to be fully successful. Connecting with our audience is one of the key business skills we need to add to our repertoire when presenting. I hope you enjoyed today's show, and so please subscribe on YouTube. Share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. Become a regular. Hit the little bell icon to receive update notifications. Our website details are on screen now, www.dale-carnegie.cojp. It's packed with value, so certainly check it out. We try to offer as much value as possible, so you might also enjoy our other shows. In fact, we are releasing content 6 days a week. For podcasts, Mondays for the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, Tuesday for the Presentations Japan series, and every second Tuesday for the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show, Wednesdays for the Sales Japan series, Thursdays for the Leadership Japan series, and every second Thursday for the Business Pro Podcast Show, Fridays for the Japan Business Mastery Show, and Saturdays for Japan's top business interviews. Now you get these wherever you get your podcast. Also, every Monday we release the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Every second Thursday we release the Business Pro Television Show, and every Friday the Japan Business Mastery Show. Every Saturday we're releasing Japan's top business interviews. These are all on YouTube. We appreciate your support, and please let others know about it. so they can benefit too. We want to make a contribution to helping people build their careers and businesses. And so please join with us in that endeavor. In episode number 200, we're talking about why there are few sales case studies in Japan. So yoroshiku onegai itashimasu. Please join me for the next episode of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. We are here to help you. We've only got one direction in mind for you and your business, and that is up.